You were on probation for resisting obstructing police by fleeing on foot from the police during a traffic stop. It's maximum 2 years. File 6765. You're on probation for fleeing and eluding third degree, habitual second, 7.5 year maximum. In that case, you fled in a car during a traffic stop, striking a police vehicle. Both high-risk behaviors. In file 6764, you're on probation for delivery of methamphetamine, drug double, maximum 40 years. Possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine, drug double, maximum 40 years. Possession with intent to deliver cocaine, drug double, maximum 40 years. I mean, I've given you so many warnings, and we placed you in the recovery court program despite some of this high-risk behavior. You had multiple violations. We sent you to treatment, and you left treatment and then absconded supervision and had to get arrested. That's not even taking into account that it's alleged that you've committed more than one felony while all that was going on, or while all this case has been going on. Even laying that aside, you've been just out of control, and we have tried to give you every treatment tool in our toolbox. You know, so now I got to reach for the other tools. You know, what your attorney's saying is a great pitch at the initial sentencing, and I bought it, and I put you in recovery court. And you and I have had several conversations, you and Mr. Fagan, you and Nicole. And I don't know why it just isn't sinking in. And it's not just that you're using drugs. I mean, we've got deliveries, we've got possessions with intent, we've got fleeing from police, we got fleeing from the police in the car, hitting another car. They're high-risk behaviors. It places people in danger. Not just you, it places other people in danger as well. So taking all those things into account, in file 6457, I'm going to, that's an advisory guideline range of 0 to 11 months. I'm going to revoke your probation and sentence you to, let's see, you have another 85 days credit, I think, because we've been adjourning this. So I'm going to order that you serve 284 days jail, give you credit for 284 days previously served. Any fines and costs that were previously assessed remain due and owing in the amount of any unpaid balance. That's 6457. In file 6765, that's the fleeing and eluding, third degree habitual second. The advisory guideline range is 10 to 28 months. I'm going to revoke your probation and commit you to the Michigan Department of Corrections for a term of not less than 28 months, nor more than 7.5 years, exercising my discretion under the habitual offender statute to increase the statutory maximum to 7.5. You have credit for, by my count as of today, 225 days credit. Any fines and costs that were previously assessed remain due and owing in the amount of any unpaid balance. And that is a sentence within the advisory guidelines. In file 6764, on the count of, well, I'm going to revoke your probation and any fines and costs and any remain due and owing in the amount of any unpaid balance. For the delivery of methamphetamine charge, the advisory guidelines are 51 to 85 months. The drug double would give me the discretion to double that to 102 to 170 months. I'm not going to exercise my discretion to increase the guidelines, but I am going to exercise my discretion to increase the maximum penalty under the statute. So for that case, Mr. Sayers, I'm going to commit you to the Michigan Department of Corrections for not less than 85 months, nor more than 40 years, with credit for 225 days previously served. That's a top end of the guidelines without the drug doubling. I believe that is proportionate, given his absconding supervision and leaving treatment. And again, I'm not exercising my discretion to double those guidelines. I'm leaving them undoubled, but at the top end. I am exercising my discretion to increase the statutory maximum from 20 to 40 years, however. On the count of possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine with the drug double, the advisory guidelines are 72 to 120 months. I would have it within my discretion to double that to 142 to 240. I'm not going to do that. However, because Mr. Sayers walked off of treatment and absconded treatment court supervision while all of this was going on, I'm going to sentence him to the upper end of the undoubled guidelines and commit you to the Michigan Department of Corrections for not less than 10 years or more than 40 years. Credit for 225 days previously served, increasing the statutory maximum by the drug double statute. And on the possession with intent to deliver cocaine, drug double, 40-year maximum, advisory guidelines 10 to 23 months. I'm going to not double the guidelines within my discretion, but sentence you again at the upper end of those guidelines at 23 months to 40 years. Credit for 225 days previously served. Exercising my discretion to increase the statutory maximum, however, not increase the guidelines. And again, top end of the guidelines is certainly proportionate in this case. All right, and Mr. Sayers, you have the right to file, you are able to file an application for leave to appeal if you wish on any of these cases. If you want a lawyer, I give you one, but you have to ask me within 42 days. So we're going to hand you some paperwork explaining that process. One copy is for you to sign. If you want to take an appeal, the other one, we're going to ask you to initial one in all three files so that we have a copy of it. And then we'll just have to read them out or do it by video to deal with the pending cases, but I'll not have you in our jail any longer, sir. Good luck. All those sentences will be concurrent to each other, which I think is required by law on those files, but they're all concurrent to each other, all accounts.